Now, the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa and the Gibela Empowerment Consortium have unveiled the interior and exterior designs for PRASA's fleet of 600 Alstom's trains set to be built over the next 10 years to 2027. Joining us this morning in studio to discuss the benefits of the project is Gibela Empowerment Consortium CEO Mark Ranger, as well as from PRASA we are joined by Pete Sebola, and of course we welcome your comments on Facebook as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Morning.
And of course the initiative, Gibela is part of the 51 billion replacement program. Let's talk a little bit about the actual job creation aspect of this. Introducing a new trains, 600 fleets. It's quite a big job, would you not say, Mark?
Yeah, it's a big job, and it will be a long journey that has just started. As far as job creation is concerned, it's obviously a significant part of what we will have to achieve and what we will need. We will build a brand new factory in the country, in Gauteng, in Ekurhuleni municipality, and Gibela itself is going to employ something like 1,500 people. Okay. But we will have also to develop a large supplier base who will have themselves to create a lot of jobs. Altogether, we consider that we will create something like 8,000 direct jobs, and obviously a lot of indirect ones as well.
Okay. Well, on this issue of job creation, I mean, we've got the National Development Plan which speaks to such concerns. But on one hand, you speak about job creation and the fact that some of these trains will be manufactured in Gauteng, but on the other hand, 20 trains are said to be manufactured in Brazil. Does that not then take away from the actual initiative of creating jobs by exporting that skills, would you not say, Mark?
In totality, and only, if I may say so, 20 trains will be imported from one of Alstom's Center of Excellence located in Brazil. There are two reasons for that. The first one is that we agree with PRASA to develop a program that will allow to have trains in revenue service as quickly as possible. So that is the first reason why we have decided to manufacture the first 20 trains from this factory in Brazil. But the main reason is also that as I've just said, we are going to create a lot of jobs, but those jobs will be a skilled job, and we need to have a very huge skills development program. And the manufacturing of the first 20 trains in Brazil will be used as a training center, if I may call it like that, for the engineers and artisans we will recruit here in South Africa, who will go there to train themselves to be able to replicate in our brand new factory. And
of course, with these opportunities, Peter, a lot of times we're saying that job opportunities does not necessarily mean tangible work. So in that aspect of it, we've got Mark talking about skills and jobs, etc., for when it comes to the construction aspect of it. But when we're talking about indirect jobs, exactly what are we referring to?
When we refer to, let me first indicate that the jobs that we do create these are real jobs, because our investment appetite is actually over 20 years, where you have consistently PRASA purchasing these trains, because over a 20-year period is about 7,224 trains that when we finished, obviously, the cycle. Of course, one in economics, very simple, is that when we create the direct jobs in the transport sector, as soon as these individuals then get into the mainstream market, obviously they will push back economic multiplier in retail, banking sector, and that's basically what we refer to from an indirect jobs. By just creating that one job, basically tomorrow you have a purchasing power to go and buy a grocery, and what it means is that you pick up demand in the retail side, banking side, and whatever the case might be.
And of course, let's take it from the commuter's perspective now. As a commuter, my concern is ensuring that I get to work or I get to school on time and I'm safe, which is not something that has been quite properly articulated, particularly where the rail service has been concerned. So what is going to be done to address such issues of safety, and perhaps more importantly, as diversification of the actual market itself?
Look, we were obviously the first people, and that is why we've embarked on a modernization program from PRASA. We have a massive bold plan, which is over 200 billion rand over the next 10 years at least, to invest not only on the trains themselves, but also start resurrecting the infrastructure itself, be it signaling. One of the main features of the signaling system is automatic train protection, where if obviously the train passes that red signal, it obviously stops automatically. It has been a major concern for us for quite a while, and we're trying to change not only signals but also change the electrical power system that comes with it, change the tracks so that it's a smooth sailing kind of a train system that you obviously go through it. It's kind of a combination of what we need to bring and to ensure that that rail system then respond to everybody else, be young and old.
And across all color lines, eh?
Of course.
Yeah.
You can never have a rail system that only responds to a particular group of people.
Yeah.
We have to have a rail system, and which is actually part of our ball plan, which then says, how do we make sure that we have a rail system which is a backbone of our public transport that respond to every single South African, and not only the middle or the high income earners, but the lower segment, middle income earners and high income earners on the same journey and wherever we're going. That's the kind of a future that we envisage.
And of course, Mark, the cost implications when it comes to the actual construction, also perhaps the maintenance of the old or the aging infrastructure of the existing trains. What's to be done with that existing infrastructure as well?
So Peter has just covered the infrastructure. As for the rolling stock is concerned, Prasa's plan is to not only to replace the currently operated fleet, which is very old, but also to grow the passenger traffic. So there will be a period of time during which the new trains will be operated simultaneously to the old one.
Okay.
But obviously, Orange Prasa will have developed the entirety of the program with 1,200 trains, Pete Gibela has mentioned. Then the country will be equipped with a brand new fleet, and the old trains will just be scrapped, because one has to realize that no real strong investment in rolling stock for commuter trains in that country has taken place over the last 40, 50 years. So unfortunately, and coming back to the safety or the quality of the service for the passengers today, the commuters today, unfortunately the fleet is so old that it's a very huge task for Prasa to deliver a good service with that. And obviously the new trains will provide a lot of benefit as for passenger comfort is concerned, but also as for safety. I may quote as an example that the trains will be equipped with a specific system to absorb energy in case of crash in between two trains, as an example. But you may see also on the pictures I see there on the screen that the train itself will be very open. You may see that passenger will be able to move from one coach to another one. The train will be equipped with cameras, as an example, so that means everything.
Well, you're talking about, in essence, quite a big task, Mark, and I'm actually going to ask you about the opportunities that are being made available for small business enterprises as well to contribute into the sector. But for now, though, let's also take your comments on Facebook regarding the introduction of the new train 600 fleets we're talking about. It is over to you, Penny.
Well, as the conversation continue with Faith, and I guess this morning we asked you a question on our Facebook page. What are your concerns with the current state of our trains? And these are some of your thoughts. Tandukolo says, the states are great, but there's nothing wrong with our current trains. But the way the system is managed, those beautiful trains will still be late and overcrowded along the township routes. First fix the system, then bring new trains. And of course, another one, Zandile says, our trains are not safe and they always delay. In Umtata, they would like to have trains because they don't have any. That's what Spamandla says. And then Kenna says, delays are safety, coldness, and they don't clean them. And then we also have Offense, they have robbers in them and their brake pads smell and when it stops. Those are some of the concerns, but I'm sure things are about to change. Back to Faith.
Exactly, that is the kind of change we're discussing this morning, and obviously we do invite you to participate in conversation with us. Let's take your calls. Let's start with you, Lengu from Pretoria. Lengu, good morning to you.
Hi, Lengu. Not from Pretoria, from Krugersdorp.
From Krugersdorp, apologies for that. Yes, go ahead.
my dear, ke kopane fela ke ntse ke bulang TV ga ke tsore ga go dirwa eng ke khathile ke train is very smart and beautiful. So my dear, ntse ke buang fela ke kopa gore ga le ntse le tsa di train around so that please send the lane tsa kontle rona re tswa from Taung re struggle ka public transport re batla train back.
Ra re leboga for that comment.
I say please ke kopa le zaneng to ya tengas via Mafikeng Taung Kimberley na le Kimberley line fela. So please try nya Mafikeng via Ziras Taung please.
Well, thank you very much.
Lengo from Krugersdorp.
All right, Lengo, ra leboga. Pete, I think that Lengo is just making a point quite clear. She wants a train that goes through those areas. Will that service be made available throughout the rest of South Africa?
Oh no, certainly. As I've indicated earlier, we need. I mean, rail ought to be a backbone of our public transport. There is absolutely no way our major cities, for that matter, will ever survive without rail being at the center of it. Now, if you look at what we're doing it with our strategic network planning, we've been planning so many of our lines, be it in the Davidton side, be it in the Krugersdorp side. We are looking at different areas going to the east and the west, for that matter. We'll continuously expand our network to make sure that it reach our people. If you look at the real network beside the Bridge City line that we just opened in recent time, in the main, the last real rail extension that we did was back in 1986. That's a long time ago.
Well, speak about that long time ago, but we also have an issue here of SMMEs being able to benefit from such projects that are aiming to curb that problem. Very quickly, Mark, in 20 seconds, how will that benefit for small businesses?
So we will have to, and we are committed to localized when we will manufacture the trains here. 70% of the overall value will be manufactured here in the country. We have a specific program for preferential procurement with a specific area for a small and medium enterprise. And we are even committed to purchase from small and medium and macro enterprise an overall amount of 5 billion rands.
Well, that's where we'll leave the conversation there this morning. The gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll hold you to that with the small business enterprises benefiting from such a project. We have been speaking to Gibela Empowerment Consortium CEO Mark Ranger, as well as PRASA's Pete Sebola, just talking about the new fleet to be released. We'll see you shortly, straight after this.